Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to be talking about the Fox and the Forest Duet.
Yeah, this is the cooperative singing game based on the Fox and the Forest universe, where you're singing about foxes and forests.
There goes our credibility of even having played this game.
Okay, so it's not about singing. Instead, it is the sequel to the very popular Fox and the Forest. This is a two-player trick-taking game. This is also a two-player trick-taking game. However, it's cooperative. All right, so I said a lot of things about how trick-taking games worked when we did our last review, which was of Fox and the Forest. So I'm going to go over those same kinds of things in this one, but in less detail. So if you want to hear more detail, check out this review from last week, and then I will go over the differences in today's overview. So here is the setup for Fox and the Forest Duet. Basically, you have a small board here, one side facing one player, one side facing yourself. You have these little forest tokens, which are bad, you don't want to add those, and these gem tokens, which is what you're trying to collect. So now, similar to other trick-taking games, you and the other player are both going to play a card from your hand, and on that card, there's going to be some little paw prints here. Now, the paw prints indicate how many spaces that little token is going to move. So there are three suits in this game. Basically, there are these roses, then you have these birds, and you have these stars. And you have the cards numbered 1 through 10 in each of those suits. So, for instance, if I played a card like an 8 that had 2 paws on it, and then the other player played a 2 with 3 paws on it, there's 5 total paws there, and since I played the 8, it's the higher card, it's going to move 5 spots in my direction. And wherever that token lands, we're going to pick up one of those gems and discard it. So that's how it's going to work. We're going to move this marker back and forth, trying to collect all those gems before the game lasts 3 rounds. Now, the trick of it is, there's a lot of, push back and forth and a lot of planning that needs to happen, but you cannot communicate. You cannot talk to your partner about what card you're going to play, how many paws are on it, which direction you want the thing to move. You can't talk about any of that stuff. So now, if a round ends before you've collected all the gems, basically you're going to add one of these little forest tokens onto the board. If there's anything on this last spot, it goes kind of ahead. And what that does is it makes the track smaller, a little harder to work with, a little, cramped quarters to work within. There's still the same amount of gems to work with. In fact, more gems are going to get added to the board, but the board now is smaller. Now, the game will end by you and your partner either removing all the gems from the board and thus winning, or by running out of these forest tokens and thus losing the game, or having the game last more than 3 rounds and not having picked up all the gems. The audacity of making a two-player trick-taking game, and then having the audacity to making a sequel that's cooperative. Did it work? What do we think?
I don't know. I don't work well under interrogation.
Answer me.
It did work. I was shocked, actually, because, a two-player cooperative trick-taking game? What?
Yeah, I thought the coolest part of this game was the lack of communication you had with the person across from you, your partner. Yeah. You never really knew what they were going to play, what cards they had in their hand available to play, what their strategy was, whether they kind of wanted to pull it closer to them or push it away from them, and you had to kind of meld with their mind a little bit to figure out what was the best way to remove those gems off the table. Made for some really interesting choices and some really good tension.
Yeah, don't meld too much, though. There's a card that allows you to switch cards with your partner, and every time we played it, we switched, basically the exact same card to each other, trying to freshen up our decks, and nothing was freshen.
Nothing was freshen.
Nothing was freshen.
That's going to be our t-shirt logo. Ryan and Bethany. Nothing was freshen.
But more about this game. It was really good. They did a great job with it. I'm impressed again. I mean, and there's tension with it, and you had to think about it, but it wasn't a thinky game. So it was hard, but it wasn't thinky, and I really liked how that came together.
And speaking of hard, there was multiple levels of difficulty too. So there's an A side of the board, also a B side of the board, and then on that B side of the board, there's also an additional way to ramp it up. So you can find your level of difficulty that you want to play at, and it works no matter what.
Yeah, this was a fun game. If you get a chance to play it, I would.
All right, so that is our thoughts on Fox and the Forest Duet. Be sure to stay tuned at the end of the episode for our Pounds and Inches segment.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to see our reviews as they come out. Follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews, and then follow us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can also find us on Twitter under Ryan and Bethany 1, and you can find us on Instagram under Ryan and Bethany.
All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for staying to the end for our pounds and inches update. As some of you may know, I do a lot of resistance training with my sister, and she had decided recently that she wanted to mix up our routine, which was a great idea because I'm now sore in places that I'm not typically sore in. So I would just encourage all of you out there who do have a workout routine and you're just not seeing the changes that you want, switch it up a little bit and you'll be really impressed with the results that you get.
All right, well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't you dare put that in.
That's totally going in. That's totally going in at the end.